Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. Or if it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Please leave a comment below as well. Your comment is very important. It's the second day of the event, and I had to change all my decks because as the bosses got stronger, I realized that the damage output that the decks that I came up with yesterday, it's not enough to actually get the overkill on the legend bosses, and it wasn't enough to get the overkill on the ultra kill or the overkill bosses. So I had to play around with the decks. I managed to get the Master Collection card, and that helped me out a lot. Alex and Soul Thrasher are two of the cards that has been performing quite well when it comes to getting the overkill on the ultra kill bosses and overkill bosses. So without further ado, let's have a look at the deck combos. This is the first deck combo that I actually came up with, and this one add on 2 Lagata. So as you can see, I've removed both copies of the support card, and now I'm using Flare Fire, and a Flare Fire actually produces four Power Gem ones. Those 4 Power Gem ones are quite helpful as well. Plus, he puts out a lot more damage than Lagata. This is the Master Collection card, and the Master Collection card really works well with this combination because it's actually got its Immortal Killer, which is really good when fighting against bosses within the species that Immortal Killer does extra damage against. She also put out massive amount of damage against the bosses. And I've got Magma Ventrix, which is the Master Collection card from the last Fire Commander event. He also has got, I think it's Arcane Killer. When we come up against species that Arcane Killer does extra damage against within the Ultra Kill and the Overkill bosses, it actually helps to put out that much more damage to actually get the 200% and the 500% overkill. So I'm running Ra, just like yesterday, and I'm running Thought. This is a deck that I've been using mainly for the legend bosses. The next deck which I came up with is this one. So I've added Alex to the deck to produce Power Gem 2s, and Soul Thrasher will upgrade those to Power Gem 3s. So I've got Flare Fire again as one of my damage dealers. I've got the Master Collection card and Magma Ventrix. So those are the 3 cards that are my main damage dealer. They all produce Power Gem. Magma Ventrix produce 4 Power Gem 4s. The Princess Riverine produces 2 Power Gem 4s, and when it goes positive, it actually doubles. But not all the time I wait on it to go positive because I've got enough Power Gems produced by Soul Thrasher and Alex, which can take down the Ultra Kill boss for 500%. I've changed up my deck that I've been using for the quest, and I'm using my Fire Slayer deck. So I've added Manvas, the Avenging, and Manvas is just there to provide heal and gem destroying. This is the Master Collection card from the last Fire Slayer event, and it works quite well in this combo. So it produces a lot of 5 Power Gem 4s. This is the ultimate form. Needless to say, the ultimate form puts out a lot of damage. It creates Power Gem 4 as well. This is Splinterback, which was the ultra rare. It produces Power Gem as well. And I'm running Thought on this combo, and it works quite well in the challenges because it does take out the bosses quite easily. You probably you probably will die when you get to the last boss, but you can use your revive, you generate all your power gems, you swap them, and you'll definitely do quite a bit of damage. I've got my fire scepter to aid with the heal from Manvus, and those are the 3 combos that I've been running since not yesterday but today. I got the Master Collection card and I came up with those combos, and they've been working quite well for me. So as you can see, I'm 57th on the solo leaderboard in the Legendary League. I got the Master Collection card, as I said, and I'm waiting on the Ultra Rare. So I've been waiting on just 1 rune, and since I've been waiting on just this 1 rune, I've got 2 duplicates, and I've got 1 more. I've only got 1 more rune to collect in the collection, 1 more Ultra Rune, and I'm hoping it's the rune that I want to get the Master Collect, to get the to get Ultra Rare, so I can create the ultimate form. So that's the rune that I'm waiting on. I'm almost up to the amount that I need to get this Ultra Rune. Fingers crossed I do get the rune that I want, so I can create the ultimate form. Then I'll play around with the deck again and see the best combo that will actually work with the ultimate form. So we're just gonna get into a few battles and we'll see how the deck actually performs. So first up, it's the Ultra Kill, and Gaia is Immortal Killer, and the Master Collection card, Princess Riverine, is the one with the Immortal Killer. So this deck is intensity dependent because we want to get the intensity as high as possible for Soul Thrasher and Alex to produce as much firepower gems as possible. So we're going to use 9 key because we have the battle boost to actually have the amount of health and the damage output to get the 500% overkill on the boss. So the battle will take a while because we have to get up to a minimum of 300 intensity. So I just swap any gems. When I see fire gems, I'll swap them just to get my battle skill up, but I don't really need my battle skills at the moment. So just swapping any gems actually helps to cut down on the amount of time that it takes. So we're just going through the battle, swapping our gems. As I'm doing this, recording this as I play, it's gonna take a bit a while, so if you just bear with me. We're up to 260 intensity. We get up to 286. I'll activate the Master Collection card, Princess Riverine, and just allow her polarity to count down. So we're at 2, we get down to 1. So we're down to 1 more swap, and then we're gonna activate all our battle skills. So it's on a positive now, so the boss is gonna take extra damage. So that's it. And we didn't manage to get the 500% this time around, but from time to time we do get the 500% damage, but 300% damage is not too bad. Let's see the total amount of damage output. The total amount of damage output was just over 400 billion. What I didn't do, what I should have done, was take the boss's health down a bit, but it's quite difficult because if you get it wrong, you'll kill the boss and you only get finisher. So a lot of times I don't bother to take the boss's health down because it's a bit tricky when you're using Alex and Soul Thrasher to get it right, to get the right amount of power gems on the board, just to take the boss's health down a bit. So it's better to get the 300% overkill than not to get any overkill. So the next one up is the overkill boss, and we're using the same deck for the overkill boss. The overkill boss is a bit easier to kill. And this boss, I think it's our Arcane Killer as well, or Immortal Killer, I can't remember which is which, but it's the same procedure. We're just gonna get the intensity as high as possible so we can produce a full board of power gems, and then we just activate all the battle skills, and then the boss will die. But killing the boss is one thing, but getting the overkill is another. So we want to get our overkill, because the overkill is what aids us in getting as high as possible up the solo leaderboard. So just swap any combination of gems. It doesn't matter which color gems, as long as you get your intensity up as quick as possible and as high as possible, so that you can fill the board with power gems. So we're up to 260, 286. We activate Princess Riverine's battle skill to get budding polarity going, and we just keep a high on the counter. So we're down to one more match. We activate all our battle skills. The boss should be taking extra damage. There we go. We swap our power gems and we should get the 200% overkill. So there we go, the 200% overkill, and again we have done over 400 billion damage. With the legend bosses, however, I've found that the deck is not strong enough where I can actually use one key to take out the legend bosses. So I have to be using 3 keys, which is a bit of a bummer. Using one key in the legend bosses actually help to get a bit higher up the solo leaderboard, but Lagata doesn't heal as much, because she does 1000% of hero recovery, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, because it's just 1000% of Lagata's recovery we're actually healing for. If it was the complete deck, then the heal would be much higher. So that's it. It's just 2 turns and the boss is dead, and you get your 100% overkill on the bosses. That's all I've got for you right now. Tomorrow, if I manage to get ultra rare, I'll play around with the decks again and come up with something that actually works with the ultimate form. But for now, like, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification button. Please leave a comment below. Have a great day and peace.